Hey guys, Shawn Ziem, the Connection Machine, aka the Insurance Doctor, and the host of the Webtalk Legends Podcast. This is number 29 on the year. If you are one that is involved with Webtalk and you want to share your story, please reach out to me. I have next couple weeks are opening up, and I'm adding into September and October. So let me know. I'd love to have you on here. We're going to go for 30 minutes. I'm going to bring on my guests. We're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to learn, hopefully, wherever you are in the world, have your coffee, have your tea, have your drink or water, whatever it is. But sit back, enjoy, and learn from our guests. And I'm going to bring on a good friend of mine who has been on Web Talk for, I think, 2 years, but is not understanding how it works. And we're going to go into some detail about that before we even get into this. So let me bring on Dave Fanale. What's going on, Dave? How are you?
Hey, man. I'm doing wonderful. Long day and ready, and can't wait to get going with this, man. This is cool.
I appreciate you taking some time out of your busy day. I've known you for a number of years now. We actually never met in person. We've
Correct.
been doing these lives before.
Right.
We're all about providing value. That's why I believe you're an awesome guest to have on with us today. Can you give us an intro of who you are and what you do for those that are watching?
Yeah, get comfortable. Anyway, so
We'll go on 20 minutes long now.
Yeah, no. So I am a real estate professional. I've been in the business of real estate for a very long time, more than 40 years. Let's say when I first started in real estate, it was 1976. My first license then. Worked in property management, worked in construction, worked in flips and designing properties, etc. I owned a brokerage for 21 years. I even helped run a lumber yard and a liquor store in the 80s, the 90s, early 2000s. And, over my time, I've worked with, I'm going to say, in one-on-one hundreds of agents in my brokerage as well as in my coaching program, and then thousands through video, my broadcast, which I do every Friday, and we've done 200. This week will be 216 weeks in a row. We've done
awesome. That is awesome.
We're over 4 years, and we got some greats that have been on. We have greats coming on. We have an unbelievable guest this Friday, but my whole goal you evolve, right? My real estate career has evolved to something that has always been since I was a little kid, is helping people. And everybody says, well, I like to help people, or I want to make a difference. Well, I'm going to take that one step further in my life and in what I do for agents, for real estate agents in particular, as a coach and mentor and trainer, is to be the difference in their lives, not just make a difference, to be the difference. Like they can point to one thing, they can point to 20 things that we worked on together that altered the course of their career. And, that's my goal. And the difficulty that I have with it is that I'm more blunt than not. I really don't want to waste my time, and I don't want to waste the other person's time. So I'm pretty straight up. No, I am very straight up. I do. I try not to hurt people's feelings. And I don't. I'm being facetious there. But my point is to work with people and be as raw as possible so that they get it and understand it so they can improve. And I always tell agents, I'm not trying to be the best at anything. I'm just trying to be the most valuable, and I want their success. Plain and simple.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, well said, man. 40 plus years in real estate. Why? Well, let's go back. Let's go way back.
Sure.
When you were in school, who were you? What did you get involved with? Go down that path.
That's a great question. I went to Rutgers College, and I will say Rutgers College and not university because it was known as Rutgers College. Back then it was Rutgers University, but it was all the colleges, Cook, Douglas, Livingston. And it was just really starting to be what it is today, which is just, if you went to Rutgers 30, 40 years ago, you won't even recognize it today. I was recruited to Rutgers by the Rutgers fencing coach. I was a fencer in high school. I was recruited to Rutgers. I was the first recruited fencer at Rutgers College, at Rutgers University. And so that brought with it not much notoriety because who knew about fencing, right? But it did in the fencing world, right? So in that niche, it was important that I was recruited. And, thank God my coach from then is still alive today because he was a young guy back then. When I was 18, he was 26. So and Dave Breyer's his name. He's still alive, still communicate with him, still see him. Probably one of the 5 people that meant a lot to me in my lifetime. But so I was on a fencing team, and I had a lot of friends, and it was almost like Dave gone wild in college, where you don't have any responsibilities. You go into school and this is easy, you can get by it. And then all of a sudden you get slapped in the face with, holy crap, that was hard. Or you don't do the work and you realize. It took me 4 years of college to realize, to figure out how to learn, how to study, and how to do really well at it, right? It took me that long. I didn't have a lot of mentors. I had several good friends, not a lot. Thank God we're all alive today. All 5 of us are alive today, and we still communicate. And we're all basically in this area of northern New Jersey, New York, and whatever. But, college was something where I learned. But here's the thing about real estate, getting to that in college. My dad was a dentist, and he also had a lot of real estate. I knew that I didn't want to be a dentist, but he wanted me to be a dentist because I'm the youngest of 8 kids. 2 of my brothers are physicians, they're doctors. And he figured, okay, I was the last hope to become a dentist, yada, yada, yada. Hey, man, I ain't sticking my hands in anybody's mouth. I ain't doing that shit. I'm just not going to do that. Right? So I knew he was in real estate. I remember the phone call my first semester sophomore year in my apartment, talking to him on the phone. I said, well, there's this thing called urban planning. I think I'm going to get into that. It was a great choice for me. And that's how I was able to excel in school. I met the right people. I know there was something right. I did miss something that I should have done better at, but I found my little niche. I found what I liked to do. The people were nice, and it was really cool because senior year, a bunch of us got together and we figured out how to make it easy. We all went to class, but we broke up all the assignments and all the studying, and we had a study group. Once a week, we would get together and we'd go through it. We all did very, very well. Now, this was a very small major back in the 70s. Now it's huge, right? But I get out of school, didn't have a job. I had nothing. My dad was building a 40-unit mixed-use property in Hasbrook Heights. So I became the gopher, the cleaner, you name it, I did it. Dirty jobs, anything that nobody else would do, I did. That was May. Then October, I got a job with the Bergen County Planning Board in New Jersey here in development review. Another strike of luck, simply because it's all about development and building, right? I did that for a couple of years, made many, many contacts, great contacts. One of the things I had learned really well in college was how to make friends. So that went really, really well for me. And, after a couple of years, it was time for me to go and work for my dad full time and actually become his property manager, I became the property manager. Again, I still was doing everything. I worked out of a 1-bedroom apartment. We didn't have an office. Then we built an office, and then, I was hanging out with my friends. But the funny thing is that when I was working for him in the construction thing, hey, what do you do in New Jersey when, you get a couple of bucks and you got nothing to do for the weekend? You go down to shore. And that's what I did. But I learned a lot of things. And in that time of building that property and everything else, I remember probably the most important lesson that I've used my entire life. And this is 1980. So we had a property, we had a building. We had finished the big project, and next we had a couple of old buildings next to it that we renovated. I was doing something, and it was a real pain in the neck. It sucked. It was hard to do. A buddy of mine from college who didn't have a job either, we got him in because we needed more help. And we were doing something, and this sucks. And I'm going back and forth. My dad pulls me aside and he said, stop whining, set an example. From that moment on, I never complained about a job I had to do or whatever it was. Granted, I would talk about it. It was a pain in the ass to do, but we did it. I would never complain. I figured I learned how I had to lead, and that's what I did. And that was probably one of the biggest learning things I get. Aside from one other thing, my dad being a dentist, he would say, he said to me and my brother once, because I don't know what we were upset about. We didn't want to do stuff, or there's things we didn't like to do, and we were talking to him about it. He said, do you think I like to do what I do every day? Everything I do in my practice? I don't like to do certain things, but I have to do them to do the things I like to do. And it's just like in your business. So that was another lesson. And I bring that fast forward to today, where I have learned finally the proper way to leverage. Okay. So in leverage, it means having some either when it comes to money, you use investments you got that have value to take that money and use it for something else. Then that's financial leverage. Mm-hmm. When it comes to human leverage, it's okay. What I tell everybody, depending on the agent I'm working with, if they're in the business and established, I say, okay, what do you like to do in your business? I want to make two columns: what you like to do, what you don't like to do. And I want you to start looking at what you don't like to do and how you can get somebody else to do it for you, and start firing yourself from those things, right? So a lot of work I do on my own social media, I do it myself. And I've had a VA for a while, but I didn't manage properly. So I got involved with a great national company that all they do is find you VAs, and they support you, and they train you, and they train the VAs, and they do all this stuff for you. It comes at a fee. We've got our first VA. I replaced the other one I have. I am starting to offload my work, right? So I know that in 4 weeks, I will not worry about certain things, right? So I do a broadcast every Wednesday from 6 to whenever called Scripts and Dialogues for real estate. Mm-hmm. And I always just do a post on it. Today was the first day in the 2 or 3 years I've done it that I didn't do the post, right? I mean, sure, I had to check it, but I didn't do the post. So the most important thing, being a leader, knowing that there's things I don't want to do that I can leverage, and learning how to leverage. So this is how you go from a new agent to a $50 million production agent. So in that little 5 minutes, I just gave the answers to all that.
It's so true though. The leveraging, you're working smarter. You're not working harder. You're putting people in place. You have VAs. You might have connections that you have set up. You have team members to work smarter, not harder.
Right.
And the people complain. They make these complaints. So the market's changing. This is not going to happen anymore. It's all that mindset. And it's keeping that mindset. And I like how you said when you're in college, you made friends. That's what we're doing in business. Whatever business you're in, you're making friends. So you're building that trust with other individuals.
Right.
So that's powerful. And I appreciate hearing also that you're all about helping others. That's the same way we are as far as the Webtalk Legends as well, all about helping others get to the next level. That's the important thing, laying the foundation. So let's change gears. And we talked about, when you're going to college, talk about your father being a dentist, you're in real estate for over 40 years. What is a favorite food that you like to cook, or do you like to go out to eat?
So, the interesting thing about food is that it's very difficult for me and my girlfriend to find a restaurant that we like, simply because that we know that I can cook it better. And I love to cook. I cook often. I'm really good with roasts. I'm good with Italian food. I'm just trying to think. You name it, I do it. As far as baking, I'm not a good baker. I'll go to the bakery. But again, when it comes to bakeries and bread, can't find good stuff around here. I know one place for good bread, and I ain't telling anybody where it is. So anyway, but as far as food is concerned, look, I'm a big steakhouse and Italian food guy. I've been to steakhouses all over the country, And I have a running joke with, not a joke, but actually a tally with one of my coaches, current coach Grant Wise. I don't know if anybody knows who Grant Wise is, but Grant and I have gotten to be very, very good friends over the years. First person to ever teach Facebook ads. But we talk about the best steakhouses in the country. He has his, and his is Elway's in Denver, and mine is, drum roll please, Frankie and Johnny's in Manhattan. So, food is like that, but it's to a point where there are so many restaurants out there and there's so many places to eat, and they just don't go to where they need to go. I can tell you the Capitol Grill is good, and River Palm and Ruth Chris is okay. And, but for me, as far as everything is concerned in service in our area, Brick House is one of the best restaurants. I've known the owner since '83, since he opened his first restaurant. But as far as food, I mean, I make a killer shrimp and scallop with a garlic and red sauce. It's just killer. It took me a long time to learn how to cook it, how to grill a steak. It would seem odd that would be difficult for me. It's the hardest thing I do. You name it, you give me something to do, I can do it. I mean, apps, anything, I can do it.
Did you learn from mom or dad, or you just kind of tried different things?
So I just forgot. That's a story too, really quickly.
While Dave's telling a story, drop a comment. What kind of favorite food do you guys have? Drop that in the comments. So go ahead, Dave.
So really quickly, when I was in 1981, I had to have my tonsils out, and having your tonsils out when you're 21, 22 is not the most pleasant of things. And ice cream doesn't help, by the way. So I couldn't talk for a week. I couldn't eat for 2. And so I just started looking at some cookbooks. I started reading cookbooks. And the moment I was able to eat and really eat real food, I started cooking. I had my mom's recipes of some things. Unfortunately, my mom passed in '81, so I didn't have all of her stuff, but I knew how she did some of it. So I would find cookbooks that sounded like what she did, and I would replicate that: a veal scallopini, a chicken dish, a pork chop dish, a seafood dish. I have a type of marinara arrabbiata dish I make. But all these things, I was so hungry because I couldn't eat because of my tonsils. That's when my cooking started. And I will tell you that there's 2 main ingredients to mostly everything I cook, mostly garlic and red pepper. So there's always going to be a ton of garlic. If you drive by my house when I'm cooking, there's a garlic cloud around it. So, and that's in almost everything I do. But
garlic's good for you. Garlic's definitely good for you.
I love to cook, but as far as going to restaurants, we're spoiled. And I didn't really realize this until my girlfriend told me, it's just, you spoiled this shit for me. I can't go anywhere now. So, and I take it as truth. I mean, I'm not bragging. I'm just saying I love to cook. And this weekend, I'm having a bunch of friends over. We all have birthdays we haven't celebrated all year, and we're getting together for our birthdays. And I said, okay, I'm doing this, this, and this. Everybody goes, well, screw it. You're cooking everything, so I'll let you cook. We'll see you there.
Just bring whatever and let Dave cook it all up. No,
right.
That's fantastic. We have a bunch of people. We have Deanna she likes pizza. We have
do that too.
Make a mean curry from 7 Ton Garden Gnome. We have Letty, loves Italian food. She loves garlic. Yeah, I mean, it's something that I like. You can hear the passion that you have with real estate, with food, and when you're cooking, it's just like business. You have recipes. You just said you can learn. You can look at a book and you follow what is there. It should come out. Just like in business, you have a certain way to doing emails, doing your phone calls, scripting, anything we could talk about. It's all following a procedure. And if you follow the procedure, a habit, you're going to have success.
See, Shawn, everything in life is a script.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is a script. Now, it's not what you say. It's not what you make. It's how you say what you say. It's how you make it, right? And here's the thing that people have said to me that have eaten my food, and they've said, I don't know. I mean, I make the same thing, and mine tastes like shit. Your taste tastes great. They go, what do you do? I said, well, there is one main ingredient that I have that a lot of people don't know how to use. And they go, what's that? Love. Everything I do, everything I do you said it, it's the passion I do it with. I make sure it's going to taste right. I have thrown away food because it didn't come out right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry that I said that because I just, I don't want to throw away food, but you know what I mean? I've thrown away stuff that didn't come out right. It just wasn't perfect enough. And I'm not wasting food. Please don't.
Yeah.
But the point is that I'll start over. And because I want it to be just right, especially if I'm having guests, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I do have one problem. Whenever I have guests or like for a holiday or something, I'll say, okay, we're going to do this, this, and this. That's it. The day comes, I'm doing this, 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 and I got 8 other things that I have to figure out time-wise how I'm going to do it. So timing is everything, but everything is a script. Your recipe is a script, and it's what you use behind it to make it work. Your love.
Well said. Well said. Now, we talked about some food. You're into your health, right? Every day I see you're doing your lives, you're doing your running, you're working out. Why is that so important to you?
So it's important to me because I don't want to be a fat you-know-what. And now, look, you know what? As you get older, it's so important to have a foundation of health. That foundation of health comes in activity, eating better, and taking the right things. I knock on wood. There's no wood here, but wait, the floor. I don't take anything, for blood pressure or any statins. But I do have issues with cholesterol. So I have to work on them in a different way. I don't want to take the medication. So I have to work on it with statins. I have to work on it with supplements, and to really understand that. And one of the things I understand now today more than ever is that my health is extremely important. And what I also wanted to do is be more agile. So when I realized, several months ago that I wasn't as agile as I used to be, and having to grab something to get me up off the floor, no, that's not happening to me. Yeah, truth be told, I just turned 65 last week.
Dang, right? Hey, happy birthday, belated.
So I know, and I'm the youngest. Dig this: I'm the youngest of 8. My oldest brother passed in 03, but everybody else is still kicking, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're all very healthy, right? Now. So we're all very healthy now. So it's like, I got to keep this going, right? I just, I'm going to boast about one other thing. My birthday was August 8th, and there's another birthday that just started last week, and that is my grandson. I have a grandson now. So August 10th is his birthday. Logan William Mountjoy is his name. But
that is awesome.
That is like something new for me, but it all comes with age. So we need to realize that taking care of our body, taking care of our health is important. So, I get bored with it, just like everybody else can get bored with it, because you kind of lose it. Your mindset breaks. So I had that for a couple of months, but I was active every day. So now I'm back into it. And I know that the hardest thing that people do, the biggest wrong thing that they do, is they try to go into it really hot and heavy in the beginning. Yeah. And then they're in so much pain in 3 days, they can't do it. Right.
Yep.
So I'm breaking into this. So I was doing 3-4 miles a day, but since I didn't do it for a few weeks, I broke it down. I'm doing with 2 miles, but I'm doing a lot of everything. A lot of it, not everything, but I'm doing lifting and running and walking, minimum of 5 days a week. The sixth day is golf, and the 7th day is just walking, just taking a really good walk. So, and my golf is exercise. And if anybody wants to argue with me, please do, but I ain't stopping.
No, golf. Well, I like what you said as far as you even talked about this when you were in college, when you guys broke things down. And when you're starting a fitness program, I hate when people say diet. You don't want to diet. You want to change your lifestyle. You want to eat moderately. If you exercise consistently, you can go and have a cheat day,
Yeah. So with me, I mean, I eat really well Monday to Friday, and then on the weekends, I don't watch. However, I'm not going to eat crap,
Yep.
which means bad bread. I love bread, as I mentioned earlier, but I'm only going to eat the good stuff. So if I go to a restaurant and there's bread there and I taste it and it sucks, I ain't eating it. A lot of us will eat it just because it's there, right? I don't do that. I watch my starches. Protein and vegetables are big for me during the week. I don't have any starches during the week, and that's where I'm able to do this. Now, look, during COVID, I lost 30 pounds in 40 days. I was a complete caloric deficit. Did not work out. No oils, no nothing. And then over the year and a half, 2 years later, I gained that back and then some. Right. And I did that in 40 days. Now, in the last 3 months, 3.5, let's see, we're in August, July, June, May, April. So in 4.5, 5 months, I've taken 30 off by simply doing what I just said to you. I'm not going crazy on weekends, but I'm not, I'm eating, I'm eating like the cheeses and all that stuff, but I'm not doing that during the week. It's chicken. It's believe it or not, the best meat for you is lamb. Right. So I love lamb. So I'll eat lamb and I'll have, cauliflower, broccoli, that kind of thing. And there's a lot of places you can go to and get really good food that is cauliflower, that is broccoli, that is that stuff. So you have to watch what you eat and be serious about it. You can never, one thing that people think is, I'm going to go work out tomorrow. Hey, look, you can't work out a bad diet, plain and simple.
Go have McDonald's and then go lift weights. Like, are you serious? It doesn't work.
Oh yeah, I ran today. I'm going to go have a Big Mac. No.
It's something that we have a lot of people from all over the world on Web Talk that are with us now. There's a lot of affiliate marketers, network marketers, multi-level marketers, what have you. And even in business, Dave, the mindset is important. You have those days, things are not going well for you. Can you speak on that for the next 3 minutes?
Sure. It comes down to ritual. Now, there are a number of people that would tell you that I'm nuts for what I do, but for me, it's come down to ritual, and it's come down to really the realization. I've spent I'll be honest with you, the last almost year taking a look into my life, taking a look into my past, we all have issues, right? We all have our personal issues. You could be the most confident person on the outside, but still have issues. Imposter syndrome is one of those issues that a lot of people come up with as a real estate agent, as an entrepreneur. And I've looked really into my past, all the way back to being a 3-year-old, as far back as I can remember, to see different things, to see when I may have turned my attitude away. And because I know all about me, I'm not going to get into me about what I think about it, but I've taken the last almost year and every day. And in every day, what that means is that I wake up at a certain time. So now my wake up, it used to be like around 5:30. Now my wake up is 4:30. Okay. Everybody just say, wow, that's nuts. Yeah. Well, I go to sleep between 9:30 and 10 every night. I'm getting a good 6 hours of sleep, right? 6.5 hours of sleep. And I wake up and I read from 3 different books. One is about self-esteem. One is called The Daily Stoic by, let's see, I keep them out too. It's by Ryan Holiday. He's also the author of The Obstacle is the Way, a book I would totally recommend. But it's called The Daily Stoic, and it's about all the philosophers in life. And it's a 1-page thing every day, same with the thing about self-esteem. And then lastly is a book that's called Live in Grace, Walk in Love by Bob Goff. And it's another daily book, but it talks more about relating to faith, God, if you will. And these books get me started in the day, right? They get me started because it's just a 1-page thing. It's not a lot of reading, right? Some people say they'll read 10 minutes a day, 10 pages a day, whatever it is, right? But then I do the most important thing that I do for the day, and it really gets me going. I mean, this stuff gets me thinking, and it starts organizing my thoughts. And the next thing I do is I write down a dump of my head. What's in my head? What am I thinking about? What needs to get out of my head so I can be clear for the day? So I do that. And that's maybe, it's a paragraph, maybe 5-10 sentences, and it's on the left side of a journal. Underneath that, I write 10 gratitudes. It's my gratitude journal as well. It has to do with my faith, has to do with my family, whatever, right? So I write 10 of those. And on the right side, this is all either going to be filled with the page. It might be 1, it might be 10. It depends on what I'm thinking about that day, are affirmations. Okay. And the end of my affirmations, I will always write down the 3 most important things I must accomplish that day. Okay. Now there's a book called Eat That Frog where you take the ugliest frog and you eat that frog first. So you need to do the hardest thing first. And this will really build up discipline for you. So that's the last thing. And then when I'm done with that, I am so ready to work out. And then I work out. After I work out, I do something every day, which I don't think I've missed a day. And if I do, I do it belated. But everybody that on Facebook that's my friend, I send them a happy birthday video.
Yes, you do.
Right, and I've sent them to you as well. So it's something that I do every day. It has to do with social media engagement, which is more important than social media posting.
Yep.
So that's how I get my mindset going, and that's how I remain active, disciplined, diligent with my business.
It's a great start to your morning. I appreciate you being very transparent and sharing all that information with us. I want to teach you something. I want to share with us, for those that are watching. Here we are. This is Dave Fanale's page. All right. One thing everyone should do when you come, click off the incognito. All right. So that Dave will know that you're a real person. Another thing that you should be doing, guys, make sure you have an image like Dave has. You have all your content information. He did an about, everything you have on LinkedIn. Make sure you put in there. If you have recommendations, etc., you're going to have that there. Another thing that a lot of you, I want to make sure you're still seeing what I'm seeing. Good. See this 3 bars in the upper right-hand corner. Always right-click on that, or actually just click on it. Then click rewards. These things right here on the top have to be done so that you are, it's called cash rewards qualified. I set up with PayPal because you actually earn income, earn points that earn into money. But you have to enrollment. You have to make sure you sign up as an affiliate, which is all free. And if you want to upgrade, I upgraded to Pro Platinum. So you open up 5 levels to get another bonus. So everyone that's involved in your community, you actually earn additional matching of what they're doing. And then you invite. So that's one thing people are missing, making sure that that's happening. But back in here, if you want to get referrals, you click get referrals. It's all drawn out here for you. You have your personalized link. You can copy this and put it out there. You can copy your username, put it out there. If someone clicks on it, they come and they fill out. They're going to be part of your community. There's content marketing for any of the platforms, as you can see right here. I click on it. If you want something from Facebook, hopefully this is still showing. Yep. You have, you scroll down. You can see a cover, which I have the cover on. There's a video. There's a story you can pop in there. All here for the taking to help you grow your community. Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, everything's here. But Dave, Webtalk, let me go back. If you click Webtalk, when you create a post, you can put a photo. Native video is not in yet. You can take videos from YouTube, put the link in here, and do a post. Type, hey, have you seen this podcast? But this is the beauty, Dave. You click on, I don't have Twitter, but you click on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. After you're done with your post, you could tag whoever's in it. If you have files you want to add to it, make sure you click on, share with public, and you go to the bottom. You just scroll down a little bit. Make sure you have the comments. It says disable comments. Keep that off. You want people to comment on your stuff. If they comment it, they're seeing it. Everyone's earning points. Once you hit create, now that post goes to Webtalk, Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn all in one shot. If people are getting your content on Facebook, they click on it, they can join Webtalk. You add people to your downline, if you per se, and then you're getting content in their hands as well. And the other beautiful thing is these spotlight. I don't have any spotlight posts. You get a notification for every spotlight post you do. I wouldn't recommend doing one, like there's 20 that you get a month. You do one every other day. It'll go out to everyone that's a follower in your community, and they get a notification. You don't get that in any other platform. So something to definitely check out. It definitely will grow. Use your content. I see you put a lot of content out there. Use Webtalk as well. And one key last thing I want to share is hashtag 1K followers. Add that to a couple of your posts. Our community that are all here we have a script that you copy. You click on share Dave's stuff. You copy the script. You put it in a post, and you put it out there. You'll get over 1,000 followers, probably within a few weeks, a couple months, depends on what kind of content you're putting out there. Right. It'll drive the followers, drive us to be more successful as a community. So I wanted to teach you something. Those that are watching, I hope that you gain some value there. I appreciate Dave, spending time with us, going a little bit overtime as well. And if you please reach out to Dave, his link is below. I'll have some more content as far as in the description of this YouTube channel. Please go call him, have any questions with real estate, coaching, what have you. So Dave, thanks so much for your time, man.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. I sincerely appreciate it.
Hope everyone has an awesome rest of your day. Thanks, Dave.